right. Greetings, Grand Rising, and welcome to you all. You are tuned into the last peak wellness hour for the year 2025. And we have an amazing panel that is just going to bring so much life and empowerment to you as we go and usher into a new year. So today we are going to be manifesting 2026, and it's not manifesting in. We put manifesting 2026 because this is going to be an actionable event that we're going to have today, and we're going to go there. We're going to get our minds together for greatness come next year, starting today. So go ahead, hit that like button. If you've not subscribed, we have a great panel. You can look in the description, subscribe to all our panelists, like and share, grab a pen and paper, and we're going to be right back. All right. So everyone, come on in to the digital building. Say hello in the comment section, if you will. We want to hear from you. We want to, again, have you engage with us. Grand Rising to Queen Gloria Carter. If you missed her last week on the process of healing through grief and loss, you got to go back and watch that. And of course, we had Miss Brianny Alverado here with us the week before. Was it, or was it the week, a few weeks before that? Hitting on addiction and healing from those things. And you all know King Shawn A with Transformation Greatness, amazing co-host every time he is here. So make sure you all follow all of us. I don't want to say follow, connect with all of us by hitting that follow button so that we can network and grow together. I'm not going to say anything else because we have a great conversation here today. So I'm going to turn it over to Queen Edith and let her speak, and we're going to dive into manifesting 2026. Let's go. Queen Kathy B, what's going on? Good to see you. My sister Crystal's in the house. You're mute, Queen. There you go.
Okay. Hello, friends and family. Well, the last Saturday of the year 2025, how was it like? What were the things you hoped for that for some reason you did not achieve? Could it be the way you're talking about it? Could it be that you didn't have enough faith in yourself? What was it? Or could it be that you didn't work hard, or you worked so hard and yet nothing happened? It could be a lot of many reasons. But today we bring you a very special conversation. Manifesting 2026. What does manifest mean? Bringing into reality what you envision in your mind's eye. And somebody might ask, is this even possible to manifest? Yes, it is. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. What you confess, you bring into reality. So today, the panel here is going to take a minute and share with you the many different ways that you can manifest your 2026 and speak into your 2026. So please, if you haven't invited anyone yet, send somebody, call somebody, share the link with somebody, let them come and spend this last Saturday with us. I also want to give a special shout out to all the men and the women who have supported us throughout the year. I hope you did have an amazing Christmas, Queen.
Yes. Grand Rising to my Queen Mother also. Hello, come on, y'all. Come on in the building. Welcome, welcome. So, without further ado, I don't even know where we're going to start with this. I know that at some point, King Shawn is going to do a guided meditation with us. And the purpose, we talked about this, the purpose of doing so is to usher in a different, healthier mindset. Okay. You all know we've talked about mental health. We've talked about, healing from different things. So at first, when we got together, we did discuss doing a healing session where, just kind of tying in with some of the conversations, but we figured let's lighten the load and speak life into your life. And so we're going to do that at some point. Got with some guided meditation. I'm very excited about it. So just kind of you all get your minds prepared for just opening up to greatness, opening up to self-healing, and amazing opportunities. So we're going to do that. I want to share something with you all really quickly, and I'm going to turn it over to our other two guests. I want you guys to hear something really quick because I thought it was profound. How was everybody's holiday? Hope it was great. Okay, you all listen to this, and here we go. So here's the thing, okay? Here's the Copyright Act. Nobody's taking nobody's stuff. So I want you all to hear this really quickly, and we're going to go from there. And it's talking about strength, how strength keeps you alive, but joy, what does it say? Hang on. I don't know if it's going to let me get there. It might not let me get there. I'm sorry. Hang on just a second. Because I wanted you guys to hear this, and I saved it for a reason. Okay. So it says, strength kept you alive, but joy kept you getting postponed. So listen to this real quick, you guys.
Hold on. Joy gets you what? Postponed?
But joy kept getting postponed. So strength kept you alive, but joy kept getting postponed. So listen to this really quickly. Some of you guys can hear it.
Some of us never made time to be happy. Not because we didn't want joy. We were just too busy being strong. Strong for our family, strong for our kids, strong for people who leaned on us, but never checked on us. The truth of the matter is that we learned how to survive way before we learned how to feel. So we kept pushing, we kept going, we kept holding it together even when we were tired inside. And nobody even noticed. Because strength looks good on the outside. But strength can be lonely. It really can. And sometimes being strong becomes a shield. Not because we don't want happiness, but because you never felt safe enough to rest. So if that's you, if you've been surviving instead of living, I want you to hear this closely. You are allowed to put the weight down. You are allowed to feel joy without guilt, and you don't have to earn rest anymore. Why? Because your strength got you here. But understand this, healing will take you much further.
What do you guys think?
That's
spot on.
That is true. Queen Shawn, I thought that was your voice. I honestly thought that is so true. We were so busy getting strong and even feeling or seeming successful that we postponed joy. We didn't take time to celebrate. That is so powerful. I finished school and I haven't taken time to celebrate. 4 hard years in the midst of adversary, and I haven't taken time to celebrate. Queen, your birthday, I don't know what you did, but this Christmas, I just stayed at home and kept it a quiet and peaceful. Kept it
Yes.
quiet and peaceful. I barely cooked. I just found some things, ate, and made it
Mm-hmm.
a movie day. But how do we celebrate? That's the question I want to throw to the panel. How do we celebrate our little successes? How do we do this?
Panel, go ahead. You're mute, King. Go ahead.
Ooh, boy,
Mm-hmm.
that's so spot on. I was just writing just a whole bunch of stuff, and everything he said is so on point because even my own experiences, how the way I was raised and how the way I was programmed is like to do the work, right? To reach the goal, to be the rock for everyone. And yet at the same time, not knowing what it was like to just rest
Mm-hmm.
and just let it go and don't have to be the weight for everybody. That is so powerful in itself. And it really shows in a person's journey. And that's why I love personal development because it teaches you that you don't have to be every everybody for everything, if that makes sense, because you wind up losing yourself in the process. I love how the way he said feeling safe enough to rest.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be part of guided meditation because that's very, very important as we shift into 2026 because it cannot be you cannot expect for something amazing in 2026. You cannot expect for a shift, if you will, if we're working on the same frequency. So it's going to be fun and definitely stay tuned. But man, I wrote so many notes on that. I think afterwards, probably later on, I'll probably do my own podcast because there's so much I can dive into what he said. Just so spot on. So I'll pass it over to you, Ms. Brainy.
You know, I when I was listening to that, I kept thinking how throughout my entire life, I've always been trying to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it now as I'm an adult, finding it hard to rest and celebrate the little moments that, just like the little accomplishments that happen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But I find myself always going and going and not taking the time to just sit and
Mm-hmm.
enjoy the moment. Like I'm always trying to do something, whether I'm at home or at work. There's
Mm-hmm.
always something to do in my mind to stay occupied.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, besides the work part, but at home I can. It sometimes in my brain it doesn't always connect that it's okay to just let go and sit down. I don't always have to find myself doing something just to feel like I'm strong and I can accomplish different tasks. But even the task of resting is good enough. And I feel like when I read that, when I heard that, and I've read some books about that, to me, and maybe because that's what has been instilled in my mind, is that you always go to show that you have the strength to keep going, and we can rest later,
Mm-hmm.
but there is that when's later.
Right.
And I think that's what's so hard for me to this day is like, how do I make time to sit still
Mm-hmm.
and enjoy and be mindful?
Absolutely. My husband said something to me the other day because I totally understand that. We're just so busy. Even when I'm working, I've got to hear something. Something's got to be going, and I'm not even paying attention to it, whether it's music, something's got to be going because I've got to be going. And he said to me, he says, I miss you. He says, even when you're here, I miss you.
Mm.
How present are we, even when we're present? How
Right.
present are we? And it is hard to rest. I think having that sense of deserving. We don't feel like we deserve things. And a lot of times with being busy and always carrying that weight, we don't feel like we need things. It's not that we don't deserve, but we're serving and doing for others that need and deserve. And there is a great lack for a lot of us. Definitely. Definitely.
Listening to what Bree said about you keep going, survival, you keep going, there's rest. You can rest later. I
Mhm.
remember an adage, I don't know if it's common here in the US, but I've heard this that sleep is overrated, right? And I've also heard there's a lot of sleep in the grave. Okay. And I look at my life and I think, I mean, school is over for now, right? I have books to read and I have things to do. But a
Mhm.
part of me is a little anxious because what am I going to do with the times that I was studying and writing
Mhm.
papers?
Yeah.
And I feel lost in having some time. Am I frozen?
No.
Okay, I feel lost in having this time. What am I doing with the space? So I'm beginning to look for something to do in this space of whether it is I have an extra 3 hours a day because that's what I committed to study, 3 hours every day. I have an
Mhm.
extra 3 hours a day that I don't have to do anything. That is a little scary for
Mhm.
me. So well, here we are.
Mhm.
And I almost wonder, like, where is that fear coming from?
Bree, don't do therapy on me right now.
Because I'm also that way. I remember graduating and then getting the job. Like, I mean, it was a couple of weeks, but I remember always looking for opportunities and trying to
Mhm.
connect. And then got the job, and then it was all I could do because it is time consuming. I think, Edith, you're frozen. Can you hear me?
I can hear
Yeah,
you. She is
she
frozen.
is. Yeah, she is frozen.
Yeah. So I totally resonate with you, Edith. And it's challenging because we're always spent to study, do work, like school assignments, and on for X amount of years. And then when we're out of that, like, then what?
Right. I think the
I
purpose is lacking for a lot of us. The purpose, and I think, I don't know. You tell me with your degree. I think we have this misconception where purpose is in your face. It's like you're born and this is what you're so your purpose to do this. And there's a lack of responsibility to search for that path and walk on that journey and complete the task. But I'm just waiting for my purpose and waiting for my destiny. And we are absent to the thought that we have to participate in making that happen. I don't know. What do you think?
Me?
Yeah, sure. Either one of you.
Um, well, I resonate with that because, well, I from what I think, I'm in line with my purpose right now. And
Mhm.
but I will say some people who, because purpose and your job can be totally different things.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I've done a little bit more digging on that because a lot of people say, well, my purpose is to do this, but this is the job that I have, so it doesn't really connect with that. And I'm like, well, that's okay. But like, how can you like do the little things that bring some wholeness
Mhm.
and connect you closer to that end goal? And that's why I'm so glad to be on this today, because sometimes I find myself challenged when I know that I'm on my path, I'm fulfilling my purpose, but it almost feels like maybe there's something more, or how do I work through it when I feel stuck at times?
Mhm. Makes sense. Definitely makes sense. We can say something, Kane?
She raised a great point because there's so many people in these days and times with social media and all other type of distractions, it's very easy to be off course or even question as far as like, is this something in which I'm supposed to be doing?
Mhm.
Right? I've been there myself where I feel like as far as I'm in my purpose and yet I'm working and I'm doing other things. And then as time goes on, it's like, wait a minute, I find myself being kind of off because quote unquote being busy and not really enjoying the journey, if you will. So I can definitely relate to that. And I just think that for 2026, I just recommend for everyone just to really take a step back. I would recommend, so if you haven't done it already, do it now before we get into 2026 and really digging in deep, digging in deep. And what I mean by that is having a conversation with yourself and just asking the question, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I in alignment with that? And if I'm not, then what can I do to get into alignment? Because I just believe that's going to be so important because it's going to be distraction. The word is going to tell you to do this and do that and take this course and take that course and follow this person and follow that and do this and do that because that's the world's job is to keep you distracted. But it's your responsibility as someone that is here, knowing that they're supposed to do something great, to find out on what that is, and then give yourself the grace, really, right, to connect with other like-minded people that's already doing on what you want to do, right? That's already at the level that you want to be at, and just having that grace and saying, you know what, for myself, I am worth it because it's a lot of different things that go into that. I believe Miss Brandy, you touch bases on that, and it's just really just having a conversation, really just having a conversation, giving yourself the opportunity just to, even if you got to look, guys, even if you have to just break away from everybody just for like an hour or a couple of hours, then definitely do so because it's very, very important because this is your life that we're talking about. And so do that and not be ashamed about it. I really, really believe that that will be, if you can do that, I believe for 2026, you'll be on the right path. And then when distractions or different things come up, because it will, because this is life, you won't be you won't be knocked off so easily, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And when you said, oh, as far as can and will, there's a lot of things that we can do. There's a lot of things that we need to do. There's a lot of things that we want to do. Right now, today, what will you do? See, we can. I can meditate. I can invest. I can calm down. What will I do today? That's what you have to ask yourself because you can do it, but you could do it tomorrow. You can do it next week. You can wait till the new year. You can get through the middle of the year and say, you know what? This is a bust. I can just wait till the next year.
Right.
What will you do? Go ahead, King.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I believe, honestly, it has to take something which is called a committed decision. Some people might have heard of that and or probably wondering like, okay, what's he talking about a committed decision? A committed decision, what I mean is that you decided in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit that this is what I'm going to do. And no matter what it looks like, what it feels like, what people say, I'm committed to that, whatever it is.
Mhm, mhm,
Or I just fail or die trying, period. Because part of transformation is making that committed decision and going through those steps to reach that particular goal or dream or vision, whatever you have, and not compromising for anybody. That's really what true transformation is. Because I think that, then I'll pass along here. We live so much in a microwave society where people wanted results like 2 years ago. And when it comes to your goals and your dreams, or like your goals, whether it be health, mentally, emotionally, whatever the case may be, it doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes back to the grace part in which I mentioned earlier. You have to be willing to give yourself enough grace to go through that journey and go through that experience and go through even some growing pains. And I believe that's vital and important because, in terms of credibility standpoint, I cannot say that my brand is all about motivating, encouraging, inspiring the masses, and you can overcome your self limited doubts and beliefs if I'm not willing to go through that journey and go through that process of overcoming my own personal doubts and beliefs within myself.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a credibility standpoint that that is attached to that. And I just think that we're in an age where it's all about look at me now, look at me now, and forget about the other journey, right? But just look at me now, the end result. And that's why for me, I always been more fascinated with the journey itself. I always been fascinated, like for example, with Queen Edith. What was her journey from that point from when she started to where she's at now? What was the steps that she went through? What was the feelings, the emotions like? See, people are, I can go on a tangent here, but the point in which I'm trying to get at is this: enjoy the journey, ladies and gentlemen, because that's where you really get to appreciate, you really get to see the growth. You are able, even today, just to sit back and be like, man, I remember in January 2025, I was feeling this way. This is where I was at currently in my journey, in my entrepreneur space, in my business, in my life, and to where I'm at now. It might have been small incremental steps, but man, that was amazing. That was truly, truly amazing. So much more to be said on that, but I will go ahead and bring it back to the panel.
I don't know what happened. Everything just shut down. But so I missed some of it because I wasn't listening. I was just focused on getting on back. But what I'll say is this: in order to even manifest, if this has not already been said, and if it has, I'm sorry for repeating, we must know where we're going. We must know our purpose. You see, there's so much we can do. We've been given the capability because of what was placed in us at
Mm-hmm.
creation. Okay. And yet, we are not called or born to do everything. Let me say it again. We are not born to do everything because everything we set our minds to, we can do it. But the question, I think, for me, the yardstick for measuring whether you're walking in alignment with your purpose is, are you feeling fulfilled?
Mm-hmm.
It's not how much money it's putting in your bank account. Are you feeling fulfilled? When you wake up to do the things you have aligned or lined up to do for that day, does it bring you joy? Even if the financial fulfillment is not, or the financial manifestation is not there yet. That's number one. Number two, and that's what Queen and all of you are saying, what you can and what you will do. So, based on knowing who you are, sometimes you have to do what we need to do to get to where we really, really must be. And so, in getting to that job, in getting to that wherever it is that you are doing, are you having daily plans consistent also towards your real main goal? Okay. And these are key things. These are key things. We may be working here. I worked in home care for other agencies for years. Way before I started Picom. Even when I started Picom Care, I still went to work because the bills had to be paid. What I did was I sacrificed the daytime to take care of Picom Care and the nighttime for looking for money to pay my bills. Am I where I'm supposed to be? Absolutely not. And the other thing I want to say is that you have to be able to measure
Mm.
your success. That's what they call the SMART goals, right? It has to be measurable. You have to see it. You really have to see it in order to know that this is how far we have been. King Sean I talked about the journey, the process. We are so focused on the end result that we don't even enjoy the process. We are not waking up and smelling the coffee. We are not conscious of the process, which is a shame because that's where growth happens. That's where learning takes place. If you're going to walk in your life on autopilot, you might get there, but you may not have developed the substance because you didn't learn. You took shortcuts. I want to say this. Some things in life don't change despite the microwave, okay? Despite the all the new technologies. You have to be pregnant for 9 months for a baby to be formed. You have to be. You can't take any shortcut. If they are manufacturing babies, be careful. Be careful. Plants, real plants. That's why we are eating GMOs. GMOs, right? We are eating foods that have been genetically modified because they haven't gone through the process. And our lives, our bodies, our health is suffering. So
Mhm.
shortcuts can be really, really dangerous. And I'll say the final thing. In order to manifest, we have to be intentional. Let me say it again. We have to be intentional. Like you have all said, there's a lot of distraction. Yesterday, I sat down and I said, Lord, I'm spending too much time playing games and watching reels because I have 3 extra hours added to my day. And now I'm beginning to feel like something is missing. And really, it is because I feel like I'm wasting time.
Mhm.
So there's something inside of you that will communicate with you. So we have to be intentional in managing our time. And it's not cliche to have a few things, a few goals for the day and follow it. There are
Mhm.
three things, two things. This one thing I must achieve today, no matter what's the cost, and be intentional about it. That is what I want to say. Thank you.
Absolutely. Really quickly, before we go on, I want to read this out loud. How profound. Shout out to my King Uncle Brian Carter with Black Men's Group, BMG, on Facebook. Check him out, y'all. So, both the caterpillar and the butterfly are confident in their status because of understanding their history and end result. That is so powerful. I just wanted to read that out loud. That's so powerful. You got to
It's
know. And here's the
profound.
thing. I think that we're a lot of us detached from reality, okay? And we don't see how everything's connected. The past is connected with the present, but the past doesn't define your future. What you do presently certainly does, though. What you do right now is going to make a difference for what happens tomorrow. Queen, what was the passage from when you talked about moving just a degree over 1 degree, flying a plane, and you could be in a whole other country if you're 1 degree off? What was that?
Atomic bomb. No, atomic
Atomic
habits.
habits. Yep. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
it's
Yep.
from
Yep.
Atomic Habits. And
Mm-hmm.
Queen, are we gonna share about some of the things we're doing for next year? I don't know when you
Absolutely.
plan to. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, heck, since we're talking about the book, you want to do that real quick because I'm ready to dive into this meditation. So you want to dive into that and kind of give, or you want me to do it? I don't know.
Yeah, I can say a little bit. Friends and family. I've heard it said that if you want something, if you want to hide something from an individual, I don't want to go the other way. Hide it in a book. From certain individuals, hide it in a book. Today, the world has, technology has made it easy for us to read. You choose, hi, hello, Apostle, welcome, thank you. We choose to read by holding the book in our hands. I've gotten away from it. Or going into Audible or using Kindle. But there are different ways to read right now. And we're excited for us to start a reading together, maybe a book club, but reading together. So, starting from January, we're going to pick out a book and we'll pick it out in January for February. So, you all have time to acquire the book. And we're going to do that starting January. We're going to read together. We're not just going to browse through pages of a book. We're going to be deliberate about the books that help us in this journey, things that are practical, easy to practice, like the book of Atomic Habits, making, I don't know what if you know what atom is. It's the smallest particle, sometimes not seen by the natural eye. And I say this, in developing, in building your life, the most important things you do are not visible. Are not visible. The most important things you do when you sit down and you are studying at home in the middle of the nobody saw me. Nobody saw my midnight. I was reading and doing whatever it is I need to do to get to where I am. Nobody sees it. Those are the foundations. When you're putting a house together, a lot of money goes into the foundation, but that's the covered part. And yet that is the structure, that's the thing that holds the whole structure. If you want to, nobody looks at a building and say, oh, that's such a beautiful building. I wonder what is in the foundation. So we're going to build our foundations together. The book we choose is not the only book you must read, but it is one of the books you must read. We're going to be very intentional about what we choose because we are going to grow together, develop together, and we'll come together once a week, I believe, on Zoom. We may put it on social media and discuss the parts of the book that impacted you. We don't care if it's just going to be just Queen G and I or just the four of us, but we're going to do this. We're going to read together. We're going to grow together. So share this little part. We must grow. Social media is great, but we must be intentional. That's what we're saying about spending that 30 minutes every day uninterrupted. Pick a book, read the chapter, develop yourself. And sometimes you don't have to go to school to pay a lot of money. Just taking that book and reading. So that's the exciting things. One of the many exciting things we are bringing next year.
Absolutely. I'm excited. So see, look at we're about to manifest, you all. We are manifesting. We've got an awesome panel that's not going anywhere. So we're so excited about what's going to be happening tomorrow. We're excited about our today. We're excited about our tomorrow. Let's not just wait to start the new year. We are excited about today. So yes. So, okay. What do you all think? I think that I know we're short on time. I figure maybe we can do a 5-minute session where we just have some guided meditation. I'm going to let King Shawn explain to you all what that looks like so that you can just relax your body. We talked about breathing and breathing exercises. We just want you to relax. We're not gonna hypnotize you. We're not gonna, no voodoo weird stuff, nothing like that. Okay. We are here to just speak life, but we want you to get in the mindset where you can just relax and don't fight the growth. You know, if somebody is saying, you know, this is going to be a great year, you know, there's going to be prosperity. Well, you don't turn around, you know, well, it's not going to be a great year for me. I don't know how it's going to be a great year for me. That's what I mean. Don't fight your blessing. Okay. It is time to grow. So all we're going to do, all King Shawn's going to do is speak some life into your life, into our lives. I know when I do positive affirmations and whatnot, guided my meditation, a lot of times it's just for me, you know, because that's what I need to level up and power up, is just to have that life spoken into my life. And sometimes you got to just speak to yourself. If you're waiting for somebody else to validate you and compliment you and build you up, you are going to be at the bottom of the barrel for quite a long time with the rest of the crabs. And if you ever seen crabs in a bucket, I love me a crab. They be fighting and they ain't going nowhere. So don't be that crab in a bucket. Don't get eaten up and swallowed up either. I like that, don't you? So seriously, get your minds together. What we're going to do is I'm going to, because I want you all to focus, I'm just going to do a little background, little whatever, so that Shawn can horn in, so that you're not focusing on our faces and focus on, you know, you can just focus on being present in the moment. And that is what this is all about, is being present in the moment and seeing your manifestation, seeing where you want to be, seeing where you are going from here on out. So I will let King Shawn do what he does. I don't know. Do you want to do background? I got this background music. I don't know.
Yeah,
Tell me what you
yeah.
do.
I was definitely going to ask you if we had like some background music.
Okay, I'll turn that down and we can do that. Maybe. Okay, so whenever you're ready, and you all can watch us on replay, go ahead and put the pins down. Go ahead and put the pins down if you want. You know, let's just get into the mind of just healing, acceptance, and self-love. You can go back and write down some notes, because you know he's going to drop some gems. So let's just relax, and I'm going to turn it over to King Shawn.
Thank you. Play that music. Can you turn it up a notch or two?
Yep, I didn't know how loud you wanted it. A little more?
A little more. Excellent. Thank you. Appreciate it. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can just close your eyes. And I'm going to do this exercise with you as well, because it's always amazing when we do it in partnership and tandem. So close your eyes and just allow for yourself to be present with your body. And just take three deep breaths. You're going to inhale with your nose and just breathe in like this. And then exhale through your mouth. You're going to inhale prosperity. Hold it. Then you're going to release 2026. Inhale prosperity. Hold it. Then exhale 2026. I just want you to focus on the music and the sound of my voice as you're just listening to it, and allow for yourself just to be present today. Just to be present. Just to have an opportunity in a moment just to slow down and just experience the journey in which you have in 2025. And as you're doing that, allow for yourself to really be appreciative and telling yourself that you did a great job in 2025. You did amazing work. You have discovered a lot within you: strength, resilience, overcoming. You have developed the character and integrity in 2025. And for 2026, whatever it is that you envision, that you want for your life, for your family, for your business, for your community, you can have them. Decide today. Make that committed decision that I am going to make it happen in 2026. Let it be today that you are worth it, that you have been called for a time such as this to manifest whatever it is that you want in 2026. Let's take a second and embody it. Allow for your mind and your body and your spirit to accept that idea and to know that is 1,000% true. Also knowing and understanding that you will be laser focused for 2026. No distraction, nothing of the sort, no blockages will come forth. You have an assignment and a purpose and a fulfillment, and it will be done in 2026. Why? Because you accepted that idea, and it is a non-negotiable. Sit with that for a few moments here. And embrace it. Allow for the music to intertwine with your spirit. And whatever dreams and goals and aspirations that you have, ladies and gentlemen, let that start to take form as of right now. Because we don't wait until January 1st to get started. We get started now. Right now. At this very moment. Indeed. I give you permission to do so. And give yourself, more importantly, permission to do so. And with that, whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back here into the show. Whenever you're ready. We are back.
We are back. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. How did that feel, everyone? How did it feel to have life spoken into your life? I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, King Shawn. Thank you.
1,000%. 1,000%. I'm very curious from the panel, from the audience, on how did that make you feel? I'm very curious. I just want to see. I'm very curious.
And while you all are answering, please do. This is something that's going to be so important. Prayer, meditation, whatnot. Meditation is so important to do on a daily basis. And for me, my husband always talks about it. He's big on meditation. It's a way of life. It's not what you do here and there. Just like prayer. What does it say? Pray without ceasing, right? Meditation. It's a way of life, and it's what you do, and it becomes part of who you are. And I think with meditation, it structures you to find that peace, to find that calm in the chaos, to rationalize, or even without logic, you see beyond what you see, if that makes any sense. So I would encourage you all to practice that. I'm going to put a few Gaia links. I did put one Gaia link in the description, and it's an 8-minute video. I don't remember what it was, but it's an 8-minute video just talking about manifestation. I figured it could be something short where where you just kind of understood some things about manifesting and bringing things to life. It's not just saying it. It's a feeling, it's an emotion. It's not just a thought, it's how you feel. How do I feel when I'm financially free and financially stress free? It feels like I can breathe. It feels like peace. It feels like rest. See, it's not about the money. It's not about the finances. It's not about, now I have money that now I don't have problems. It's how do those things feel? How do I feel when I leave this job that I can't stand, that I feel like is my purpose? You see what I'm saying? Now I feel peace. Now I feel contentment. Now I feel freedom. So what do these things feel like to you? And a lot of things are going to be uncomfortable, especially when we've been so tuned into operating like we do. It's very uncomfortable for us to find peace and joy. It's very uncomfortable for a lot of people to be happy. It's hard for people to forgive, to let go. What does it feel like if I say, you know what? I've been angry at Queen Edith since, man, how long ago was it? Well, it was before COVID. It was after 9/11. I don't know, somewhere between 9/11 and COVID, I've been mad at her because she said something. And I've been waiting for her to apologize. I'm not going to tell her to apologize, though, because she should know. How does it feel if you just let it go? How does it feel if you say, hey, I forgive myself because this is how I've been feeling back around this time that I can't remember, but I feel a peace about not being angry about nothing. And how does it feel? Do you feel the weight lifted off your shoulders? If anybody has ever flown before, I know a big part of it is choosing your flight is the carry-on baggage, the baggage fees. Those are a big deal. Baggage fees are a huge deal. Do you get the carry-on? Do you not get the carry-on? What's the weight limit? You already paid for this plane ticket. Now we got a weight limit. You can't bring your big shampoos. And what are you carrying on your next flight that you don't even need to carry, but you're paying the price to check it? You're paying the price to carry on weight and baggage inside of baggage. We're just packing junk. Don't pack junk and take it on your trip into 2026. And don't recycle it either. Get rid of it, because don't nobody want your junk. If you don't want it, don't nobody else want it. Stop trying to hand off junk. Sometimes just let it go. I try to recycle everything. We try to recycle relationships that are not mendable. We try to recycle jobs that are not. Just let it go and start anew. Okay? Panel? What y'all got? I got everybody on mute.
Start anew and believing that you're worth it, that you're worthy of that, and that you don't have to be stagnant. You don't have to stay in that current situation or plight, if you will. That's huge. Belief. And it starts today. But also tying that feeling and strong emotion of knowing that 2026, you are giving yourself permission to do so.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. That's huge, because you can say it, you can hear it, but until you give yourself permission and allowing yourself to let go of that baggage, as you mentioned, Queen G, that's an individual decision. That is a choice each one of us has to make internally. And if you're still struggling with that, because I get it, as human beings, we can be complex, let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation.
And I'll say this when he talks about giving permission, I, I and maybe you want to elaborate for a moment on that for anybody that doesn't understand, because we don't think that that's allowable, even for giving ourselves. We don't think that that's even a thing to give yourself permission. I'm in charge of myself, so why do I need to give permission? I can just do, but we don't do. But when you don't need that cake and you argue with yourself about this cake, then you give yourself permission to or not to. When when you're not supposed to be somewhere, that's not in your best interest, you're conflicted, and you either give yourself permission to do or not to do. So that is a thing, and I think we have to verbalize that. I give myself permission to heal, to laugh, to thrive, and not just survive. I give myself permission to forgive. I give myself permission to say no. What are you permitting yourself for yourself in your life? This is your life. This is your life. Do not be in prison. You go, you want. I've never been in jail, and God bless you all that have. But this is why, because I don't like my rights taken away from me. I don't need you to tell me when I can go to bed and when I get up and when I eat and what I eat. I don't like that. So do not restrain yourself. Do not confine yourself. Do not put yourself in bondage that you've created. It's kind of weird to live in your own prison. You got the key, you didn't handcuff yourself. You got the key, you do the key across the room, and you chained up to the radiator by the ankle, and you got just enough room to not get it. That's what we do a lot of times. That's what we do. So don't bind yourself to the past. Don't bind yourself to mistakes or experiences or choices. Grow from them. They happen. They're there. Grow from them. And you have the permission. Give yourself permission to do that. We can't. We want to encourage you. I'm telling you got permission, but tell yourself. The universe is giving you permission. Take it. Take the win. Take 26. That's all I got.
I love that. Give yourself permission, because it also reminds me of stay disciplined and committed to heal, to be the better version of myself that I wasn't yesterday. And that's something that I like to tell my clients is, when I hear give yourself permission, it reminds me of check in with yourself, maybe every day. Make a commitment to see how did I do today? How was I able to connect with my end goal or my purpose? And I always like saying that, because if I'm able to check in with myself, maybe 5 minutes a day, if that requires me journaling or just maybe within prayer, I'm able to see what are the little steps that I'm doing to align with what my end goal is. And perhaps that's the way I give myself permission to grow, one step at a time. And it requires a lot of discipline, because I can say I'm going to stay motivated, but for me, I lose motivation. And what's going to happen when I don't have motivation? I'm seeking out and it's nowhere to be found. So that's where I had to permit myself to stay that disciplined person when I feel that no part in me can take the little steps. So I really enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the guided meditation.
Absolutely. Yes, Kate.
I love that. She said something that was very profound, and I wonder how many people actually caught that. She stated that when you lose motivation, how many of us in this year have lost motivation. What I also gathered from what you just said is that by having that discipline, setting that foundation for when you lose motivation, you can go back to that foundation. You can go back to the discipline that you just talked about because in this thing called life, you're going to lose motivation. Oh, believe that. It's going to be mornings where you wake up, you fantastic, you're ready to go, you just ready just to bust through the day and bust through your goals. And then there's going to be moments where you're going to wake up, you're going to be like, it's raining, it's dreary, it's freezing. I don't really feel like even doing it. That's going to happen because you're human, but you're disciplined. The the habits that Queen Edith stated, that's really going to dictate during 2026. But like I mentioned, or I might have typed it, don't wait till January 1st. Please, whatever you do, do not wait till January 1st to go ahead and get started. Get started a minute ago. In other words, now. And trust me when I tell you, because I'm a living testimony. If you do those things, believe me, you will see the the little shifts here and there, and they will compound. And I promise you, December 2026, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, wow, I have seen change. I have seen growth. Spot on, man. Spot on. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. All right, Queen. This is the hardest parts of our broadcast. If it was up to us, we just keep talking and talking and talking. And we invite you all to stay in the virtual building with us. But I know you all have given your time. You all have sacrificed your time, and I hope that you all doing so, you've grown with us on this panel. We're so glad that you are here with us today. We're so glad for everybody that's on the panel, but we're so glad for our guests in the digital building, our audience that's been here. So I guess if we must, we can wrap it up. And we'll let Queen Edith do that. I love this conversation, Drats. But there are more to come. Like she said, we're going to be doing the book club. We are said it, so I have to be committed. We're going to get this website done for the Peak Wellness Hour, and our lovely guest speaker co-hosts are going to be on there. The information is going to be on there. So we are collaborating it. We want to collaborate with you. You all know we had Queen Gloria Carter on last week. We're going to be just collaborating with everyone that is ready to grow so that you have that space to find what you need. I know we're on all different platforms. I think we're streaming on 10 different platforms from the StreamYard link. So if you all do streaming, make sure you check out the link in the description for StreamYard. But we want to make sure we can all stay connected and people are not running around trying to find us, because we have a lot of greatness to share and we have a lot of great individuals that want to share things with you. And I want to hear what everybody has going on too. So I definitely want to stay connected. So stay tuned for that website coming up the beginning of the year. We're going to have the book club on there. And so that way, and that's what I'm saying, that way we have the one-stop shop where you can find what's going on. You can see what topics are coming up for the upcoming weeks. You can see what books we're going to be putting out for the rest of the year. So make sure you got till February. We're going to start February so that, like Queenie have said, everybody has time to get books or whatnot. There is a link in the chat for Atomic Habits on Amazon. So go ahead and get that. And we just want to have a great time and grow. So if you've not been accustomed to reading here lately, because we're busy, you try reading over watching television. Okay. 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day, a chapter a day. so many pages. Pick something, but I want you all to start getting your minds in gear. So pick any book off your shelf. If you don't got something, go to a library, half price bookstore. I'll cash you for $10 to go get you a book, but start getting accustomed to reading something valuable so that we can all, we want to make sure, the secret. Yes, yes,
The
yes.
secret, yes.
Yeah, we'll put that on the book list. If you guys have a book you all want to read, let us know and we'll put it on the list because we've got a bunch of different ideas. So let us know and we get to reading. But we don't want anyone to be behind. So we want to make it feasible for everybody to get what they need. And everybody works, we have families, yada yada. So just make sure you exercise your brain a little bit before February. And we're going to get that going. And I promise you, it's going to bless you. And hopefully empower you. So that's our goal. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you do subscribe if you've not subscribed, whatever platform you're looking on. But most importantly, as I said, we're all streaming to our own platforms. Make sure you go to the Peak Wellness Hour Facebook page. More importantly, go to the Peak Wellness Hour YouTube page. We got to grow that page. And here's what we're going to manifest in 2026. You all want to hear this? We're going to manifest 2026 new followers,
Views
on each platform for each of us. We're going to do the Peak Wellness Hour, but we want to see everybody. If you sign up, subscribe to Peak Wellness Hour, go see Brianny's page. Awesome therapist. Go see King Sean's page. Awesome counselor. Go see Queen Nea's page. She got, how many pages you got? But just take a moment just to subscribe. We don't expect everybody to share everything because people are busy. We're all adults, and I don't know about you. I say it all the time. I don't play on social media like that. So we want to be able to connect with you all on the Facebook page. I'm gonna put it on the YouTube page. That WhatsApp number is there to connect with us. Send a message. I prefer you just not call because I got a call. I don't know what's going on with it, and I don't want to dismiss anybody. But people can be funny. Playing on
they
people's
should just
phones.
text.
So,
They can start
yes,
by
send a
texting.
text. If
That's
you want to send something
respectful.
positive, yeah, do that. So connect with us. And let's make this happen. So that's all I got. Got those announcements. Yeah, we got some mugs coming. I keep drinking out my little WFYI mug because I'm a member of PBS and I pay my dollars every month. So make sure you all stay tuned for that. We're gonna have some mugs for sale, some cool stuff. We got some cool stuff coming in January. And the rest of the year. So I'm very, very excited. I'm so glad that we got to end this last Saturday with amazing people on the panel, amazing people in the audience. I don't think I could ask for a better outro for 2025. But I bet I could find it. So let's find the rest of our greatness in 2025. Let's finish out with a bang, a big bang, and just be like, you know what? These past few days are so amazing. My transformation is so amazing these past, these last, what we got, 3-4 days. Can't wait to dive into 2026. Get that mindset. Don't be afraid about what's happening, whatever's going on with politics, with the economy, with all this foolishness, has nothing to do with you manifesting greatness from here on out. Might look like that. Do not be distracted. Those things have nothing to do with your choice to be great and manifest the life that you want. So I'll leave that there. Queen Edith, I'm sorry. I think I just closed for you, but take us out.
Listen, I couldn't be more excited about this panel. Our panel, Queen Gloria, and everyone who's been on this platform. I have only one wish, one desire, and we're gonna make it happen. Is get more male voices. We need more male voices. King Sean needs a brother on the platform. So we're gonna make sure that we manifest it. I couldn't be even more proud of Brie. She doesn't talk much, but when she speaks power. She speaks life. She speaks knowledge. She speaks insight. And I am so thankful that you took the time to be part of us. Queen Rick, should I call you princess? You're going far. I'm so proud of you. I can see what where you will go and what you will do. But I'm proud to be part of the journey. I'm proud to be mentored by you at work. I'm so proud. I've learned a lot from you. And this week, I get the privilege of covering her at work because she's taking the much needed break before and finally before we came on. I was walking around, but I heard Bree say that sometimes people don't know where to go to find a therapist.
Mm.
There's a lot going on out there. You can reach out to us. Even if we are not going to help you, we can help you find the help that you need. But I'll say this, entering 2026, when you get to do your physicals, also remember to do your mental physical. Check in with a therapist, check in with a counselor, check in for your mind to be what do you call it, re-energized again, because the therapist will not help you, will not solve your problem, but she will guide your thought processes so you yourself will come to certain conclusions. There's nothing more powerful like collaboration with your therapist. So yes, leave a message on the Peak Wellness Hour page. We will reach out to you. We'll see what we can do to help you. Please don't call our phones, text us, or leave a message on Peak Wellness Hour. We will get back to you. We promise you we will get back to you. So in conclusion, let me ask you this. If you live in the Bloomington area, we are praying into the new year in Bloomington. The flowers on my wall, go look at it. Come, let's pray into the new year. It helps a lot. Prayer is also aligning. If you don't know that, prayer aligns you. But let me ask this question. How many of you have flown on a plane before? Or gone to the topmost floor of a tall building, right? When you're standing at the top, the buildings look small. When you are flying so high, you almost never see those buildings. They show up as little dots.
Mhm.
And one of the things that hold us back is because we focus on the little things. When someone is not going anywhere, someone has no agenda, someone has no plan, has no purpose, feels lost and will not ask for help, they will do everything to distract you and pull you back. But guess what? When you're flying high, you barely notice the small voices or the noise below because you can't hear them. Your voice, you're not tuned into them. Okay, your focus shifts from distractions to directions, from opinion to purpose. At higher altitude, your clarity increases. You are no longer consumed with what they're saying. You are committed to where you're going. Staying in the heights requires discipline, vision, and perspective. And moving to the next level demands that you release what cannot ascend with you. Let me say it again. Going to the next level demands that you release. So that means anything that holds you down is burdening you. Release it so you can ascend. So I say to you, in order to manifest everything you've prayed for, you hoped for, you believed for, you've worked for, and it's in alignment with your plan and purpose, rise above the little voices, above
Mhm.
doubt, above fear, above limitation, above looking down on yourself. Keep your eyes forward, your spirit aligned, and your focus elevated. The higher you rise, let me say it again, the higher you rise, the clearer your path becomes. So be intentional and get this done because it can be done. In the meantime, enjoy your process. Thank you for the end of 2025. And oh my, welcome to 2026. We love you. We appreciate you. King Sean, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sometimes I want to not like you because you are the personal, you are like my personal trainer, right? You ask me poking questions and I'm like, oh no, I didn't think about that. You have been amazing and you have driven us to where we are. I see it coming. I see it manifest. We are going far. As for Queen G, what can I say?
Oh,
What can I say,
mm,
my dear? What can I say?
thank you.
Without whom this would never. I'm not joking. Okay, without Queen G, the ship would have sunk
No.
long ago. This woman, I don't know how to thank her enough.
Thank you, Queen. Thank
I'm
you.
glad to call you my sister. Thank you.
Likewise. Likewise.
Thank you. And I know we are going places. I
Yeah,
can't wait, woman. I can't
I'm
wait.
excited.
I
And you know what?
love you.
I love you
I
also.
love you. And I appreciate you so much.
Thank
Welcome to
you.
your new year because you just had a
Absolutely.
birthday. Your
Thank you.
new
Thank
year.
you.
And we are going places. We will ensure this ship sails. Have a
Absolutely.
very happy rest of 2025.
And you know what?
Prepare.
Before we go, Sean, King Sean, you've got to find the element for Brianny. Since we're fire and ice, I think she's like the wind, just gentle and just like the wind. She might be the wind, the air element, the wind element. I don't know. What do you think?
I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that because I've been noticing her mannerisms, and she's
Gentle breeze.
very steady and calm.
I think Earth, but I'll be
Yeah.
quiet.
Earth?
Uh,
I don't
Ground.
know.
hmm.
She's just like, I don't know. She just carries you through, and it's just like a gentle breeze. You just, I don't know. I don't know. And you can see
Well,
just
Bree
listen to
sounds
the,
goes with her name Bree, right?
there you
Okay,
go.
I'll keep
Yeah.
quiet and let
Yeah,
Keyshawn do his thing.
I like that. I like that
Yeah.
wind. I like that element for her.
Yeah, I do too. I
I do
love
too.
see. You're
So,
so
Bree,
amazing.
you may be confused. Queen G is the fire,
Okay.
I am the ice, and now you are the wind. Okay, here we
Here we
go.
go.
I'm
You
excited.
know what? Ice melts into water, right? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're gonna go into this. But friends and family, you can see we are having a great time. We'll try to do the shorts, and Facebook takes down these videos, but they are on YouTube. So
Mhm.
please go on YouTube, like our videos, and subscribe because 2026 is good. Are we coming next week, Saturday, please?
Let's go. I ain't got nothing going on but you all. Let's
I
go.
have a topic in mind, but I'm
Yeah,
not
let's
gonna
do it.
say it.
Let's do
I'm
it
not
for
Okay.
gonna
sure.
say it until we all agree. So
Okay.
we love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Prepare,
Peace,
get
love, and
ready, prepare, get your calendars out. The more you have things in your calendar, sometimes in terms of productivity and
mhm.
rest and all, the chances are we're gonna keep going. I love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. Love you, Queen Randa, Queen Kathy B, all the queens, all the queens, all the queens. Mwah, 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 mwah. See you in
Peace, love, and blessings.
2026.
Until next year.
Until
Peace.
next year.